Claire Taylor's hands trembled as she unlocked the front door of her apartment. It was a routine gesture, one she'd performed countless times, but tonight it felt loaded with anticipation. Her mind replayed the strange call she had received earlier that day, a call from a mysterious voice claiming to know something incriminating about her husband, Mark. She had dismissed it initially, thinking it was a prank or some sort of misdirected message. But when the caller mentioned details only someone close to Mark would know, her curiosity and anxiety were piqued. The caller had hinted at a rendezvous taking place that evening and suggested she investigate if she wanted the full story. With every fiber of her being urging her to stay calm and rational, Claire found herself drawn to the confrontation she had been trying to avoid. As she stepped inside, the apartment was quiet, save for the faint hum of the refrigerator. Claire's heartbeat quickened. Mark had insisted he would be working late tonight at the charity event they both supported. It was one of those occasional evenings when his late-night work commitments would keep him away from home. But something about the caller's knowledge made her doubt his honesty. Claire moved quietly through the living room, her footsteps soft against the hardwood floor. She made her way to their bedroom, her heart pounding with each step. She paused outside the door, her ear pressed against the wood. The muffled sounds from within made her pulse race. Was that laughter? Her mind raced with the possibilities of what she might find. Taking a deep breath, Claire turned the knob slowly, pushing the door open just enough to peek inside. The scene that unfolded before her eyes was like something from a nightmare. Mark was sprawled across their bed, his arms around another woman. The woman was unmistakably Jenna, one of Mark's colleagues from the charity. Claire's breath caught in her throat, her shock giving way to a searing pain. Jenna's laughter, once so familiar from social gatherings, now sounded jarring and out of place. Mark's face, typically so warm and caring, was marred by the expression of intimacy and affection he reserved for Claire alone. It was a gut-wrenching sight, one that shattered the image of their perfect life. Claire's emotions swirled in a tempest of anger, betrayal, and disbelief. She wanted to confront them right then and there, to demand answers and to make her presence known. But she knew that such a confrontation, driven by raw emotion, could lead to unpredictable and possibly dangerous outcomes. Instead, she decided to retreat, giving herself time to gather her thoughts and formulate a plan. Later that evening, Claire found herself in a dimly lit cafe, nursing a cup of coffee that had long since gone cold. Her mind was a maelstrom of thoughts, each one more distressing than the last. The image of Mark and Jenna together was burned into her mind, a painful reminder of the deception she had been blindsided by. She had always prided herself on being perceptive, yet this betrayal had slipped through her defenses. Her instincts told her to dig deeper, to uncover the full extent of the affair and understand why it had happened. Claire knew she needed more than just this single, devastating image. She needed proof, context, and, above all, answers. As she sat in the cafe, Claire resolved to follow the trail of deceit wherever it led. Her immediate focus was on gathering evidence, photos, documents, anything that would solidify her case. But beyond that, she needed to understand the motives behind the betrayal. Why had Mark, someone she thought she knew completely, chosen to break her trust so fundamentally? With steely resolve, Claire planned her next steps. She would confront Mark and Jenna with the evidence she collected, but she would also seek to understand the personal and emotional landscape that had led them to this point. The path ahead was fraught with emotional turmoil and difficult conversations, but Claire was determined to navigate it with a clarity and strength she hadn't known she possessed. As she prepared to delve into the shadows of deceit that had tainted her once perfect life, Claire knew one thing for certain. The truth, however painful, was the only way forward.